I just want to come back to this idea of a veto. You seem a bit unclear on whether you've been handed a veto over the triggering of Article 50 or not.
If you're asking me right now, do I think Theresa May will never, ever trigger Article 50 unless, you know, I'm saying to that I'm absolutely happy with the direction that the UK is taking. I don't know that that is the case, but what she did seem to indicate was that she wanted, as I want, to see if we can find options that respect how Scotland voted, just as I, although I don't agree with it, respect how England and Wales voted. So I'm going to take that window of opportunity to see if we can find these options, because that's in line with what I committed to doing in the morning after the referendum.
What you would want to negotiate. Should it come to December as the kind of time that David Davis has been talking about when they might trigger Article 50, and you are not satisfied, that you are not on board, and the British government says, well, sorry, we're just doing this anyway, realistically, is there anything you can do?
Well, I would have to consider, as you know, I laid this out in the morning after the referendum. That's why I am also, in parallel to these discussions, making sure that the Scottish Parliament is making preparations to have another independence referendum if we find ourselves in that position.
But so would you take that as a trigger point for a referendum?
I'm not, with the greatest respect, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves just now, but that, of course, at that point, that would be an option and a decision that I would have to consider. Whether we had
in 6 months' time?
Look, whether we had found it impossible to protect Scotland's interests within the UK. Now, I'm going to take this every step of the way. I'm going to play as far as I can with a straight bat here and come at this from the perspective of protecting Scotland's interests. Now, that's what I said I'd do in the morning after the referendum, and it's what I'm going to continue to do.
Would you really be happy to have a referendum on independence, say, in the first half of next year?
Look, I will have an independence referendum if I come to a conclusion that I think that is in the interests of Scotland. I've always said that, and I'll continue to say that, because, you know, my job is to seek to protect Scottish interests. Now, it would be up to the Scottish people ultimately to decide whether they thought that was the right way to go.
No, but it's up to you when it would be.
I think that's what I'm saying to you. These are decisions I will have to take, and I will seek to take them as far as I possibly can in line with what I judge to be in the best interests of our economy, of business, of jobs, of our universities, of our freedom to travel, all of these interests that are now seriously, potentially damaged by the Brexit vote.